Welcome in, you guys. I am finishing setting up here, so enjoy my little sign. Here, Beans. Naya. Anaya. Hi, guys who just came in. Port City, welcome in. Welcome in. How are ya? What was the favorite part of your day, girl? We're going to get started here in just a minute. Well, I shouldn't say girl. Sorry. What was your favorite part of your day? And how are you doing? We're going to get started here in just a minute. Oh, man. My computer is going to die on me. How are ya? I'm excited for tonight's class. Yay! We're Constitution Connection number 2. Class number 2. Last week we pretty much covered U.S. history from the beginning all the way up to when the Constitution was ratified in 1787. Southern Mimi makes it. Welcome in. Hi, girl. Hi. We're going to get started in just a minute. Eddie, welcome in. I'm so happy to see you. How are ya? Thank you for your heart, me. Hey, girl. Oh, I'm so glad you're good. The Drockstar, welcome in. John, welcome in. Hey, guys. Hey, I'm giving it a few minutes here and we will get started. So stick with me. I'm excited. These streetlights are on. No, you're not.
But Naya's outside.
She needs to come on.
Please. Just a little while. Mama.
Thank you for the Go Populars, Mimi. If those streetlights are on, it's a no. She needs to come on. Sorry, I'm getting my kiddo settled here, you guys. And I'm trying to get into my email so I can have everything ready for you guys. Otherwise, I might just have to quick and go pull up my stuff without having to get into my video or my email. I should have been prepared, but you guys, I had to have dental work done, so I worked on this class all morning, getting it together, writing everything down, and then I had to leave, go do my dental work. So if I'm talking funny, that's why, because I'm still a little numb. And then I had to leave straight from there, came back here, tried to finish my notes, get it all set up, and get ready for you guys. So I'm very excited about this class, though. And next class. I'm excited about the whole class. You guys should stick with me.
The streetlights are on. The streetlights are on.
Okay, well then go.
Let's go.
When those streetlights come on, y'all better be home.
Yes, Mom.
Southern Mimi, what was the favorite part of your day, girl? Tell me all about it.
Where? At the place to lunch.
Okay, yay! Thank you. And thank you for your gifts and the taps, girl. Thank you for getting me going. I'm going to give everybody like 2 more minutes, and then we're going to start with who we have here. Because I know you got to get going, and I know everybody's got IRLs going on. Oh my goodness, I cannot remember what I made this. Okay, I'm going to have to do it different because we're going to get started here. Okay, thank you, Southern Mimi. Okay, give me 1 minute here. This might pause. I'm going to go run and get my notes from a different source here. Give me 1 second. Southern Mimi, if anybody comes in and like, what the heck is going on? Just let them know. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. All right. Here we go, you guys. Here we go. Southern Mimi, here we go. Thank you for coming in. Let me flip myself around here so you can see me. If you're interested, Southern Mimi, it's kind of long because it's a whole class. Bowl cuts, hi. Hey, girl. I seen your message, but I didn't get a chance to read it. But I did see you. And we're going to get started here in just a second. I was trying to figure out this computer, and it is not going to work. And Southern Mama, thank you for lighting up the donuts and the tiny diny. Girl, I hope you're laying somewhere. But thank you for coming. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for the tiny diny hot dog. Aww. That's so sweet. Okay, let me switch myself around here, you guys. Yay. And let me share it out, too. Though the boy Tater, thank you. I was telling Bowl Cuts in her live one time that Tater Tot is one on my oh, thank you for the friendship necklace, Bowl Cuts. Is my nickname, Tater Tot. Let me just share it out here. I think if this will work. Oh my gracious. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Bowl Cuts and Southern Mimi, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. Absolutely. And we're going to get started with tonight, and people can just flow in as they come in, because that's what we finna do. Southern Mimi, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Like, seriously. Let's see. Okay. Here I come. I am here. Oh, thank you for the hat. I was just about to turn my camera around. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome in. I know I said that a million times, but thank you so much for being here. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So today we left off, if you guys remember, full cuts. Thank you so much for lighting up my hat and mustache. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. This is My Little Rascals. Anybody that doesn't know, I love that movie. And so yeah. So last week we talked all about the U.S. history side of things. And we pretty much started like in the 16th century, and we went all the way up to 1776 when the Constitution was ratified. Yay for the Constitution. So, this week we're picking up right where we left off, and we are going to be discussing the Constitution and a million other things. But we are specifically going to start out with the U.S. Constitution, and what we're going to go over today is pretty much still continuing to talk about the creation of the U.S. Constitution. What were things looking like at the time that the Constitution was ratified? What things do we have to go through to propose and pass a bill? And if I talk funny, don't make fun of me. No, just kidding. Don't make fun of me. I had dental work and I'm still a little numb. So that's that. Okay. So I'm going to use my little whiteboard in case you guys want to take screenshots and or take notes. If you don't, just enjoy the ride. Cause I like to have stuff up here to keep myself like, oh, this is what I just talked about. So let me get off my whiteboard over here. Furly no. And we'll get started. Cassandra, I forgot to send you a message, but would you like to mod? Or bolt cuts, I can't remember if you said that you would be interested in it or not. But if either one of you would be happy to, I would appreciate it. If not, it's okay. We'll roll with the punches tonight. Okay, Southern Mimi. Yes. Anybody can. Just let me know. Kaylee Brown, welcome in. You guys are just in time. We just started. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it's not. How are you, girl? Yes, Southern Mimi. That will be helpful. How are you guys? Yay! We were just about to start because I know you guys gotta get to getting. But I am trying. I have no idea what is going on with this thing. Why is it not letting me? Here we go. Found it. All right. There's that. Let me see if anybody else. Oh, well, you guys better go see if... Oh, Furfur's in here. Heather! It says we have a flash goal, you guys. I should have set something. Oh. So many people already sent their heart me. It's okay. We got this. Okay. Heather, welcome in. Yay, Heather! Welcome in. Okay. My goodness. What did I say? Go plug my stuff back in. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. My goodness. Cassandra, thank you for your heart me. Seriously. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Okay. All right, we are going to get started, you guys. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. 6 of you. Yay. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that came. We were just saying that we talked last week. Isaiah, come fix this. Oh, my goodness, you guys. My goodness, I cannot with these children. We started last week. I'm going to talk while I move because my kid did not fix the mess he made. Okay. There we go. Okay. Last week we talked about the history of pretty much the 17th century all the way up to the Constitution, when it was ratified and when it was passed. Burley. Okay, so today we're going to take off. I promise this is the last time I'm getting up and down. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so where we're picking up and where we left off is right where we left off, Constitution. So where we're starting off is before it was ratified. We're going to look at all the people that were involved and kind of the different things that were happening during the Constitution connection. We're also going to cover like bills being proposed, bills being passed, bills being sent back from the desk of the president, like being vetoed, or bills that go to sign to be passed. And then we're also going to focus on a few specific amendments. So if you guys signed up through the link in my bio, I sent out to your preferred method of contact everything that we're talking about tonight. So hopefully you got a chance to read it. And yes, let's dive right in. Okay, so the U.S. Constitution is the single most important document specifically for America, obviously, but also thank you for the gifts. Thank you, guys. I have stuff up on my screen so I can't see. But I can't see exactly who is, but thank you for your guys' support and whoever came in. Let me see if I can maybe put this down a little bit. Okay, there, now I can see who can. Heather, yes, thank you. Cassandra, thank you for your heart me. Heather, thank you for your heart me. Okay, Cassandra, I just seen your message about mine. That's okay, that's all right. I think Southern Mimi's got us for most of it until she has to go. So, okay. I think I caught everybody. Hello. Welcome in. City Blues USA. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for 2.7K likes. And thank you for being here. Okay. Last time I'm doing that introduction. Okay. So we're going to 1787, where the Constitutional Convention is taking place. And they are forming the most important document in American history. But I would vouch to say the most important document of the world, not out of a big-headed, we're the greatest type of way.
Come eat.
Isaiah, seriously. You guys. It is not working for me right now. But it is the most important in the world because a lot of people have tried to. Heather, thank you for the finger hearts. Thank you so much. Y'all can tell I need it right this second. But yes, I would say that a lot of people have taken what we've done in America and done their own spin on it, different formulations and things like that. But nobody has done it like America. Nobody has what you'll hear me refer to and what is called federalism. Nobody has that in our Constitution. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I tell you in just a minute what it is. Okay, so the first American government. Does anybody remember what our first American government was? We're talking we talked about it last week.
in the fridge. Oh, I can't.
Yes, Cassandra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, this pen isn't working for me. The Articles of Confederation.
Alright.
The Articles of Confederation were our first, let me flip you all around so you can see my little whiteboard. The Articles of Confederation were the first government, the first form of government that we had to go off of. All right. This form of government that was written up, first off, it was only to include, like, there wasn't many colonies established. Remember when we went through like the timeline and everything last week, and how up until the Constitution was ratified, the Articles of Confederation is what we were going off of. There wasn't a complete, really, like, there was pretty close to getting the 13 original colonies all set and squared away. But the people who were participating in these governments was a very small number. Certainly, it was not 50 states, okay? So the first form of government, the Articles of Confederation, were ineffective. They were horrible, really bad. And some of the reasons that it was bad, these are just the highlights of them, okay, is that this was an ineffective government. It was ineffective. This is important to note. It lacked judicial and executive branches. This is like probably the primary reason that it didn't really work and what made it different from the Constitution, okay, is that it was strictly one, like, overarching. They still didn't want a king, but they wanted this Articles of Confederation is what they came up with. The second largest reason that this didn't work it didn't levy taxes. This is the second reason that was there was no powers for it. It wasn't allowed. Like, it literally was not defined in the Articles of Confederation. The last reason is because of agreements. Because they didn't have any other branches of government, like the judicial and executive branch, because they lacked this, and because there was no power given to levy taxes, meaning they couldn't collect and they couldn't give, it made agreements really, really difficult, okay? So this was the end thing that everybody started saying, like, how the heck are we going to govern if we can't control taxes, if we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we only have just these Articles of Confederation, how are we going to make any kind of agreement going forward on what we should or shouldn't do, and how do people have a say, like, all of that, okay? So it was a really crappy form of government. So we moved away from it, right? And here is kind of the layout of what happened. All right. In 1787, we had the Constitutional Convention, which is where we left off last week. And then the way that it worked was, and this is still the way it works. So this is what I'm telling you guys, this part. If for some reason enough states, meaning 3/4 of the states say, you know what, the Constitution, like, really not working for me. This is not just even if it was an overhaul, anything that they want to change has to be ratified and proposed and has to go through the whole thing and needs 3/4 of the states and needs a certain proportionment of Congress. We'll talk about all of this. But if 3/4 of the states come together and they say, you know what, it's not working, whether it's an amendment or an overhaul of the Constitution, then you would call what is a constitutional convention. This hasn't happened, minus 1787. This hasn't happened because there has literally been, I can't remember the exact number, is slipping my mind, but literally the Constitution has only been amended like a fraction of the times that it's ever even proposed. Okay. It's very hard. It's very hard and takes a very, very long time and takes a lot of money and a lot of people to come together and agree. And this is why I believe, I can't say what I want to say because it sounds cliche and not where I want to stand, but it is what makes America amazing. Okay. We'll say about that. The Constitution amazing is that you have to jump through, which is obviously bureaucracy is very frustrating, and we'll get more into bureaucracy next week. But like it gives it a checks and balance in and of itself. And so this is what the Constitutional Convention was called, because they were overriding the Articles of Confederation and wanted to institute a new form of government, that it wasn't ratified or nothing. So it didn't have a name. They just wanted a new form of government. So they all called 3/4 of the 13 original colonies, got together, delegates from each of the 13 colonies. They said 9 out of 13 of us has to say yes. So 9 out of the 13 original colonies have to agree in order for anything to be ratified. All right. So they get together in 1787. They did manage, this is the only piece of legislation the Articles of Confederation managed to pass, okay? And it's called the Northwest Ordinance. The Northwest Ordinance set rules for settlement in 2 specific states. It was Ohio and Indiana. Two states that they were kind of going back and forth, okay? This Northwest Ordinance established a system for statehood, in other words, becoming a state. And also made slavery forbidden in any of the states that became newly established out of this Northwest Ordinance, okay? So not the 13 original colonies. Important distinction to remember. So here is one of the big debates that they had over this Northwest Ordinance, because states that were bigger, such as Virginia, and states that were smaller, such as Delaware, they threatened to derail a formation of a new government, and this thus established the Federalist parties versus the anti-Federalist parties. I'll just say anti-Feds to make it short, okay? So out of the Northwest Ordinances came a set rules for settlement in Ohio and Indiana, and established a system for becoming a state. And anybody who became a state after the Northwest Ordinance had to forbid slavery. This was not for the good cause that you might think it was for. It was for that they could own all the slaves. So that's pretty much what it was for. Marshmallow, welcome in. And also established these parties that we'll continue to talk about throughout the rest of this class. Okay, so we already talked that the Constitution was going to need ratification. Hi, Marshmallow! Yay! Thank you for coming in off the For You page. Welcome in. We are on class 2 of the Constitution Connection. So we already discussed that with the Constitution need to be ratified by 9 out of the 13 states, and they started with a state convention, which is what we're in, the Constitutional Convention, and then they had to hold public debates. In Hamilton, if you haven't seen it, you will see it when you come for graduation. Just take note of that. If you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. This is the first battle that you hear Hamilton and them get into when he's like, why should Virginia bear other states' debts, and why should like that? You haven't seen it yet, Cassandra? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Don't you dare watch it. November 1st, you guys, November 1st. I want everybody to come back, even if they never attended a class. Invite all your friends, and we're going to have a watch party. That will be in my Discord, and the watch party will be in my Discord. Graduation is going to be on TikTok. So yes, I have things planned. It's going to be an actual thing, and I have little certificates for you guys. So anyway, I would love it, love it, love it. Mark your calendars, November 1st, okay? It's like the weekend following our last class. Okay, so yes, you'll see it then in Hamilton. It is the first thing and the first battle that you'll see, and you'll hear some of the things that we're talking about in this class, and you'll see them on there when they're going back and forth. And Hamilton, it's one of my favorite lines. I think it's a famous line, but Hamilton says, "Hey, your debts are paid because you don't pay for labor." Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm not going to give away anymore. Mama G, welcome in. You'll have to come to graduation, and you'll see it all. It's going to be great. But yes, so the Constitution Convention, started on May 25th, 1787. The delegates got together. Their goal was to get 9 out of 13 of them to ratify a new form of government. So here was the disagreements in the Constitution Convention. The number 2 things that they went back and forth on were representation, all right, Southern Mimi, I will. I will at least drop in for sure. And taxation, obviously, because as we saw, let me pull you over here. Representation and taxation. These were the 2 things that they were debating on that were the biggest out of everything. And we seen that taxation, like we figured we were going to see taxation, because taxation without representation, as we discussed last week, was a very big thing in the establishment of states, or the United States, rather. So we knew we were going to see taxation. Okay, so the disagreements came, top 2 things, representation and taxation. Last week we talked about the Virginia plan when that was passed. We kind of gave a timeline. So we're going to talk more about that right now. So the Virginia plan was a proposed legislation that said, how do we come up with representation? Like, if we're all going to vote and we're going to assign a certain amount of delegates to come to the table and speak for the people, then how do we establish that representation? The Virginia plan proposed that we establish the representation proportional to population. But if it's proportional to population, what does that mean? I hope it's coming out like right what I want to say. So the Virginia plan said we have to propose a representation is going to be based off population. What is the problem with that? Like, what do you think states would say, I have a problem with proportional to population? Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. The problem that they had with it being proportional to population was, yes, Cassandra, that was part of it. Yes, thank you. That is good. That's good. This was definitely part of it, that not all people were free, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. What else? There's one other part. It's in 2 parts, essentially. Cassandra got the first part. Not everybody was free. So that was a problem, right? We have to establish how are we going to work around that. And then there's a second part. The second problem was that bigger states favored, population, proportional to population meant that, right, hint. Well, here's the hint. If more people, if a state has more population, what does that mean? It means that they would technically be represented by more people, right? So you have a larger state. So the smaller states were like, no, we don't want to do that. Right, Cassandra, more voice. They get more resources directed to them. Exactly. All that because we're talking about taxation, taking the money to people, putting it back out for the better good. Welcome in. We're also talking about that bigger states would benefit from that, right? That say a state like California, if we're taking a current state, is going to have more voice, more representation, receive more tax dollars because they have more people, which makes sense on paper, but a smaller state is going to be like, heck no, what about us, right? So, that favored, the Virginia plan favored larger states. So let's see. I'll just say VA plan equals larger states. Okay, because it favored that. The next plan that was proposed from the other side was the New Jersey plan. So we got the New Jersey plan. And the New Jersey plan said that we should have, what do you guys think? If larger states said they wanted the Virginia plan for more representation, what do you think people argued for the New Jersey plan? So the New Jersey plan argued for equality. The smaller states wanted representation and the same amount of representation across the board. This equality would obviously would better represent a smaller state. Okay, so does anybody know, bonus points and clappies, if you can tell me what the name of the compromise was? There was a compromise between these two people. I don't know where my little sounds went. Maybe no clappies. Bowl cuts, I'm terrible at this. It's okay. You're in the right place. After this class, you're going to be like, boom, baby. Bust down the door and everything. I'm a civics master over here. Cassandra! Yay! It was... Man, I gotta find my sound effects because I can't. Yay! You should tell him, bowl cuts. Tell him, get in here. Yes, Cassandra, yes. The compromise between the states proposed bicameral legislation, okay? And it was called the Great Compromise. It was called the Great Compromise because it literally was the Great Compromise. It was what allowed us to move forward with the Constitutional Convention. So bicameral is a fancy word that means, I'm going to write it down for you guys, spelled like that. It is a fancy word that means they established the House of Representatives and the Senate. Yes, Cassandra. I was fast on the ball for you, but yes, the Great Compromise established the House of Representatives and the Senate with equal representation from each state. Okay, so now moving on to what we were talking about earlier, we touched on it, and I'm gonna fill you in on it right now. Now, moving on to what we were talking about earlier. We touched on it, and I'm going to fill you in on it right now. The issue was slavery, right? Not everybody was free, like Cassandra said. So, because we needed to establish rules because the 13 original colonies, not anybody else, but the 13 original colonies wanted slaves and had slaves. So, this might be touchy, and I'm not trying to be touchy, but what was the name of the compromise we came up with? And it might get filtered, so if y'all don't see it pop up, it shouldn't, but it might. So they had to address the issue of slavery. We've already established the House of Representatives, and we've established the Senate, and we've established that each state is going to have equal representation, regardless of their population. It's written down in the Constitution, and they say our next issue needs to be, what are we going to do about establishing representation for slavery? So what was the compromise that we came to for that? You guys know it. Don't second guess yourself. Maybe it's getting filtered. Okay, so the compromise was the 3/5 compromise, right? We've all heard about it. We've heard, well, hopefully y'all have. Maybe not as a compromise, but I know y'all have heard of the 3/5 rule. If not, y'all need to be writing a strongly worded letter to your school boards. Okay, anyway. Yes, 3/5, right? Everybody said, oh, they had slaves. We weren't even considered a whole person, right? That is true. It is very true. And was it right? No, I'm not advocating. I'm not saying what was or what wasn't. What I am saying is that, yes, they were considered 3/5 of a person, but they were only considered 3/5 of a person when it came to representation and taxation, which is still slavery. I'm just saying it's only partially true. Okay. Like it's only partially true in the ways that we hear it today. Yes. Whose phone is that? Get it? So, yes. All right. We're not going to stay too long on that. It was called the 3/5 compromise. This was laid out, and you can still check on it today. We're going to look right now because I got my handy dandy notebook. Okay. That was a Blue's Clues reference if you didn't know. Ta-da! This is my pocket constitution, y'all. If you don't got you one, get you one. I love it. Okay, love it. Great for reference. All right, so we established Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution. Now, we talked about federalism, right? And I said I was going to distinguish what I meant by the fact that nobody has the system that that we have. Okay, so trying to find it, you guys. Okay, so here is our Constitution, our handy dandy notebook. I can actually recite this from memory. Do you guys want to hear me do it? I'm going to show you anyway, whether you wanted to or not. All right, here it goes. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. Okay, there you go. That's our preamble. That is our mission statement. That is what we're doing. Yes, Cassandra. Oh my goodness. If I had a storefront, I would totally link my pocket constitution in there. That's such a good idea. Note to self. But yes, I love my pocket constitution. It literally comes everywhere with me. Anyway, so yes, we wrote our preamble, which says this is why we're establishing, we're all coming together, and here we are. We're talking about Article 1, Section 2, and you see how these are broke into sections? This, in essence, what you're seeing here, this is more, let's see, Section 4, Section 5. Okay, so each article, federalism establishes it like this. Article 1 has one thing, okay? This is saying it's granting legislative powers to be vested in Congress, okay? Congress is treasure gold, okay, you guys? When you're talking about, like, federal judges' job is to interpret the law, right? Executive branch, the president's job is to pretty much like do whatever Congress says. He has a few other powers laid out, and we'll look at it. But he has a few other powers, but other than that, everything in our government has to go through Congress. Why? Why does everything have to go through Congress? Why don't we just Yes, Cassandra. It is a funny thing, isn't it? And I'm telling you, okay, if you don't hear anything else in this class, please understand federalism, okay? It will open your eyes, and you will see a lot of your fear, if you have it, about what is happening in current events today. Yes, Cassandra. Yes, Cassandra. You will see a lot of your fears go away when you understand this concept of federalism, okay? And I'll explain to you exactly why in 2.5 seconds. Okay, so in Article 1, this is establishing all legislative powers. First, right off the bat, Congress, House of Representatives, and the Senate, they hold all the powers to write and make laws, all right? It's the lawmaking branch within legislation is voted on. Thank you, Cassandra. Then you go down to Section 2. Okay, we're still talking about Congress, but we're giving the House of Representatives the power. Every 2 years, we're establishing how we're going to elect these people in Section number 2. Okay, we're also saying that the House of Representatives are going to be the people to appoint taxes. Okay, again, something that the Articles of Confederation did not have. All right, let's look. We're skimming. Here's Section 3, okay? In Section 3, we're talking about the Vice President of the United States. That they don't have any vote unless they're equally divided. When you look, do you guys see what's happening here? So an article is not just Article 1, freedom of speech. Okay, that's an amendment, right? That's within the article. Then we have these sub-articles that are called sections, and they're establishing a ton of things, okay? Not just one thing. And I'm going to give you my example here. And this is, again, I have to make the declaration that this is not legal advice, but I'm teaching you guys what is happening in the Constitution when you're reading it, and why federalism is so important and so vital, and why America is the only country that has federalism set up the way that we do, and this is why. Article 1, Section 2. This is Section 2. The entire Article 1 details how taxes are apportioned. Our 3/5 compromise of all persons is in Article 1, Section 2. What the term slave is never used, never. And that's why I say, like, they're partially right when they say this stuff, but a lot of it is just charged. It's charged. If you understand what I mean by that, like, I'm sure you guys hear me. If you don't, ask me and I'll explain more. Put a 1 in the chat if you need me to explain more about why somebody is partially right about saying 3/5. Okay. I'll keep moving on. If at any point you can just throw one in the chat and I'll go back and explain. Understand also, while slavery is not used, the term Cassandra, do you really? Okay, here's my thoughts. I do believe that they were right because they were considered less of a person, but it was only for the purpose of taxation and representation because slavery was legally written into the Constitution. That's my thoughts, if that makes sense. So, yes, they are correct. They were considered less of a person, but not as in like they didn't have civil rights, but they didn't have civil rights because they were written into the Constitution as not having civil rights, which later we'll see that overturned. So I just feel like 3/5, when people say that, is very charged way to say like, just focus on slavery, whereas 3/5 of a person focused on everybody. Thank you. I'm glad that I am explaining myself, because 3/5 of a person wasn't necessarily just say one group of people. Okay, it was a lot of people. It included indentured servants, it included natives, it included Black people, it included people that they brought over. Now, how they brought them over, yes, I'm not saying here that we did not need to revise this or anything like that. So I hope everybody hears what I'm saying. When I'm saying I neither agree or disagree with the statement, I'm just giving you the fact. The 3/5 compromise had more to do with representation and taxation than it did which it affected everything, your rights and everything, but there you go. Okay, so Article 1, Section 2 of the Federal Constitution still stands, you guys. Okay, so technically, even though while they never used the word slave, and the reason they didn't is because it encompassed more than just slaves, but this concept is still written into Article 1, Section 2 of our Constitution. But let me give you guys my favorite little treasure trove piece that I love to bring up to people while we are stressing out here, because rightfully so, okay? We should be stressing. Democracy is in trouble, but not as bad as we think, okay? The reason I tell people, hold on to your horses. I want to know. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm about to say. Not if you know, but when I tell you guys, put a 1 in the chat if you already knew this. Because I find a lot of people did not. 7 states have written this article out of their state constitution. Oh, Cassandra, I'm totally with you. I'm down for the legal vibe. Anything for real. I just try not to be too touchy. I don't want to hurt feelings. I'm just trying to give facts so people better understand. So 7 states have written slavery out of their constitutions. The 7 states are Alabama, Colorado, Nebraska, Nevada, Oregon, Tennessee, and Utah. How surprising is that? Did anybody know that? So slavery could still be used under Article 1, Section 2 if you have a criminal record. So if you were an adult, you guys did it. Yay! You learned something new today, you guys. Now you can go out and be like, guess what, you guys? It's so good. It's so good. Okay? So good. It excites me. It gets me so going, because in such a world where everybody is like, who's going to win? Who's saying what? Like, the Constitution is still winning. The Constitution is still winning. And the great thing about it is that United States Constitution and law is ever evolving. Nothing ever stays exactly the same. And again, federalism it's lined up. It's lined up because you have your federal government and your state governments, and they're separate because you have states' rights. So it is important that I note, and this is one of the biggest things I want to drive home to you guys tonight. It is important to note that we do have 7 states who have recently done away with the fact that if you have a criminal record, you are allowed to be a slave. And that is why you see prisoners getting paid 7 cents an hour or $1 an hour or whatever. They're getting paid not a humanly livable wage to work for the state, because technically they don't have to, but if they do, that's why you see that. And so this clause that was in states' constitutions is called an exception clause. So if you wanted to fact check me, this is what you're looking for. How many states did away with the exception clauses in their constitution? The exception clause pretty much said you're a slave if you commit a criminal act. If you go to jail or if you have a criminal record, you could be made a slave. Don't have no say in it. It's a constitutional thing. It's a constitutional thing. The fact that 7 states have done away with it is a huge, huge, huge step in the right direction. Okay? Because even criminals deserve protection of the law and they deserve a second chance, right? We shouldn't be able to just throw anybody into, because if you're a slave, they can put you in inhumane conditions, and what are you going to say about it? What are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? So they should still be protected under the law, and the exception clauses should be done away with, hopefully soon, in all 50 states, because that's just ratchet. That is just a loophole in the law for you to inhumanely treat somebody, whether they stole something from a store or whatever. They could lock you up for whatever is a breaking the law. And we're not talking about capital cases here, not the big M or the big R, or we're not talking really. We're talking like this smaller criminal, anything. You could do anything, get locked up for it, and they could just come in and make you a slave, and that's that, right? So it's great. My fave Ashley, welcome in, girl. It's great that this has happened. Vermont, also one I want to note. They also amended their state constitution to explicitly, and I have to clap for this, I have to cheer, okay, because I get so excited about it, dang it. Vermont, thank you for your heart, me. Vermont explicitly banned all forms of slavery and involuntary solitude. Give it up for Vermont, guys. That's awesome. Okay. Vermont is the only state currently that has banned slavery and involuntary servitude for any reason of any kind. So that's my little tidbit for the day. All right. So back to the Constitution Convention. Another form too, before we leave this federalism thing and this bicameral legislation, right? We just learned that word. Bicameral, I wrote it. Where did I write it? Oh my goodness, I got you guys all over the place today. Here. Bicameral legislation. So part of this bicameral, this is another, here's my shameless plug, but I'm not going to tell you it's a plug because y'all know. I know you already do. Let's talk about the 14th Amendment for a minute, okay? Let's look at the 14th Amendment. Yes, 2022 is so late, you guys. But hey, we're there, we're here, and at such a time as this is a very good time for people to be doing away with this. But yes, Cassandra, you are right. 2022 is very late. Late to the game. But remember, better late than never. And remember, slavery was about money. Money and power, right? They wanted to be able to work, don't pay for labor, and they wanted to be able to take all the money for themselves, establish, their governments. This was the thing they were worried about, right? This is why they were fighting against the Constitution, because they don't want something saying they have to pay their taxes or have to pay, do away with slavery. They don't want that. So federalism, back to what I was saying, the 14th Amendment, right? When and if, I will say, allegedly, you hear someone say that they're going to do away with the 14th Amendment, okay? The 14th Amendment goes like this. Like we talked about with Article 1, right? It detailed taxes, the 3/5 compromise. It detailed what defined a prisoner. It detailed that if you were a prisoner, you would be involuntary servitude, slavery, whatever you want to call it. The Constitution does not call it that. You'll not see that word, but the general concept is there. Right. So that is Article 1, Section 2, right? The 14th Amendment details birthright citizenship, due process of law, equal protections of the law for everyone, okay, citizen nor non-citizen, jurisdiction of the court, congressional powers. So again, giving Congress more powers. That's in the 14th Amendment. Giving the president powers and protections, not necessarily powers, because that's a different amendment, but it gives the president protections if you look up the 14th Amendment. It also talks about the apportionment of representation, disqualification of representatives from office, and the validity of public debt. Okay? So, as you can see, again, how would someone do away with that? Like, what would, and why? Why would that be a motive when it has protections, like presidential protections? It gives Congress powers. You can't just up and be like, that's done. Right? We have to have 3/4 of the states. State constitutions have to give that power to the federal government. Like, there's lots of different checks and balances that become checks and balances within itself. Is it that the way that I think is the perfect form of government? No, I don't. But, however, you can see how someone can't just come in and tell you, yeah, I woke up this morning and, 14th Amendment is done for. Get out of town, y'all. Get out of town. It doesn't work that way. They're not going to make it work that way because there's checks and balances built in, because they also say it's about protections and it's about jurisdiction of the courts and it's about, that everybody has due process and everybody has equal protections, and it's about birthright citizenship and the validity of public debt. Another amendment in the Constitution might cover, like, the process you have to go through to collect on a person's debt. Okay, we have amendments that do that too. So, Fizzing with Frenchie, welcome in. So as you can see, my point being is that federalism works because one amendment isn't just have to do with one thing, so that you can't come in and just do away with it. Okay, you have to peel away the layers and you have to build another amendment to take its place. Okay, that's my shameless plug. The reason being, it's a current event. We hear about this all the time, and it's something that people stress about hardcore, and that is why I wanted to bring it up in this class. Villa Stute, welcome in, to let you guys know that it is very hard, if not dang near impossible, to get enough people on board to do away with one entire amendment. Whether that's the First Amendment, or the Second Amendment, or the 53rd Amendment, or it doesn't matter. Susie Nelson, welcome in. All right. So that is that. It works the same way. It is federalism. Our Constitution is set up this way, again, because it's built in checks and balances. You can't step on one person's toes without stepping on everybody's toes, because we have 9 different sections in an amendment. Nora, welcome in. Now, the southern states like Virginia and North Carolina, they were strong anti-federalists because of their size, because the South owned slaves, right? Cassandra, thank you for the live, or sharing the live. Because of, basically, you had your Federalists supporting the Constitution, your anti-Federalists not supporting the Constitution. They did not want to do that. Okay. And, Federalists included people like Hamilton, James Madison, John Jay, and Federalists stood for a strong central government, which is what we have, 3 layers, right? our judicial, our executive, our legislative branches. As we know, the government, right? They have all of these because the Articles of Confederation lacked those things, judicial and executive branch. And then they also, Federalists were, yes, Nora, yes, what Cassandra said. The Federalists also, remember, Hamilton wanted to establish America's bank, right? He wanted one central bank and one central government. Anti-Federalists included Samuel Adams, James Winthrop, and those are a couple of the ones that you may have heard or may not have heard. General Lee was an anti-Federalist, which is why Hamilton says, "You're going to promote Charles Lee?" Right. Okay. His whole family, really. I think, in fact, like a strong one was his, like, probably his dad or his grandfather. I don't know. You have to check that out. I don't know that for sure. But his whole family was anti-Federalist. Now, Aaron Burr, the person who kills Hamilton. Aaron Burr was what was referred to as a Democratic Republican. Okay, there's a part in Hamilton where he gets he gets mad. They have to bleep it out because he's dropping not nice cuss words, very strongly worded language when Hamilton says, "Stupid bleepity bleepity Democratic Republicans." Okay, that was Burr. This grew out of the anti-Federalist movement, but it was not an anti-Federalist. It was kind of like a middle of road anti-Federalist. But they were opposing the Federalist Party. They weren't for it, but they weren't all the way against it. Now, anti-Federalists believed that a strong central government would infringe on their individual liberties, okay? Why? Why were they worried about their individual liberties? There was one main reason, and we did already touch on it. This, and it also had to do with this. Right, Cassandra, when it existed for real. Yes, Aaron Burr would be a moderate. They were kind of on the fence. And that's why also in Hamilton, you'll hear him later on when he gives away his vote to Aaron Burr's opponent. And he says, Thomas Jefferson has beliefs, but Burr has none. And that's why, because Burr was a moderate. So he really didn't fall anywhere. And Hamilton also tells him, Burr, if you stand for nothing, what are you going to fall for? You're going to fall for everything. Right? Okay, so they were concerned that they were going to stifle out their individual liberties and states' rights because they wanted to own slaves. That's the reason. They didn't want their slaves being taken away. And they didn't want to be taxed. And so they believed they had that a central government was going to, money. Hey, must be funny in a rich man's world. Hey, okay. Nothing like good old ABBA. Yes, greed. Okay, so they did not want their property pretty much property, right? They did not want their property messed with. They did not want their property, including slaves and taxes. They did not want either of them to be taken away from them. They wanted to take all of their money and own all of their property. Okay, so anti-Federalists published their own pamphlets because they were an opposing party. Brutus #1 is the most popular anti-Federalist pamphlet that was published. But anti-Federalists were not as organized as the Federalists because, let's face it, Federalism got a lot of support. New York was kind of on the fence, and that's why they published the Federalist Papers, of which the Federalist Paper number 10 is the most popular. James Madison wrote that. Okay, so obviously the Federalist position prevailed. Yay! because we have what we have, and that was agreed upon, and the majority of people wanted it, and so that's what we got, right? So going back to, that's a little bit about federalism, pretty much in a nutshell, explain to you, that is how the Constitution is laid out, and that is how we ensure checks and balances in our Constitution. Now, going back to Article 1, Section 2. Article 1, Section 2, specifically Section 2, mandates that members of the House of Representatives be chosen every 2 years. Okay? 1/3 of the Senate will be up for re-election every 2 years. So 1/3 of the Senate and members of the House of Representatives, their seats come up for election every 2 years. Further, these are your, obviously, it's Congress, right? So these are your midterm elections. Important note, November is midterms, you guys. It's going to be very important. Now, the Constitution allows for the scheduling of elections and the rules of elections. It gives it up to the states. So really the federal government steps back, right? Because the reason they did it this way is because they had to make it so that the anti-federalists would vote the Constitution in. And so therefore, they did it this way. To allow the states to decide how they wanted to write their constitutions and what it was going to, how they were going to schedule and rules and regulations they were going to put around their elections. It's a state's right. Okay. The federal, obviously we have our federal elections, and that is played by the federal Constitution's rules. How we elect our president, how we elect Congress, the fact that the House of Representatives is chosen every 2 years, and 1/3 of the Senate's up for re-election every 2 years. Okay. This is, that is federal. But as far as how a congressperson gets in, when their elections are, that's all up to the states. So you have to turn to your state's constitution to find out for your state, how do they elect their representatives? What are the rules? Okay. So, members of the House are elected from single-member districts. Now, a single-member district is an electoral area that is represented by only one elected official. The candidate with the most votes wins the district, wins the seat. There's only one seat. The number is determined by the census, which happens every 10 years. Note to self, before anybody gets up in arms and says, oh my God, I'm going to go run for office, the House of Representatives or the Senate. Running for office is expensive. Keep in mind, politics is a very expensive game to play, okay? While you might get over if you're in your town without spending a lot of money, in 2012, over $10 million was spent on the winner's campaign in 2012. Running for office is expensive. It gets least expensive when you move down the totem pole. So if you're in a really small town, it probably isn't going to cost you as much because you don't have to do as much. You just need to, go door to door, whatever. Get your leaflets out and all that jazz, right? Okay, so that's that. That is a little lays out for the Constitution. I'm going to grab my stuff so I can move to the next. Oh, it's not going to let me do this. That's a pain in the butt. Okay. So my notes are gone for this very second. Okay. Anyway. So yes, are there any questions thus far? How we came from the Articles of Constitution or of Confederation to the Constitution? Any questions on the Constitutional Convention? Any questions on any of this stuff that you see up here that is a hot mess of what we just discussed? Dragon Ball, welcome in. Let me just put a little. Okay. Why are pigs bad drivers? They hog the road. Perfect brain break. Thank you, Dragon Ball. Thank you. That is pretty funny. Okay, you guys. All right, so great. I'm being clear then. And Miss Lewis, welcome in. I'm trying to get to my stuff, you guys, and I'm about to cry because it's not letting me in. I'm trying to open it on my computer and it is not working. That was a pretty good one, huh, Cassandra? Yay! Okay, well, I think because we're coming up on like an hour and a half, I think we are going to stop here. And I'm going to add what we did not cover to next week. Let me flip you guys around. Yay, you guys. We got through another week. So the other thing that I was going to go into was pretty much like now that we kind of have a layout and how our Constitution works, I was going to talk about bills. But I am going to put it over to next week because it's a lot of information and I feel like this was important information, so I'd rather have you guys sit with it until next week. And I'm going to give you guys a little assignment to make next week. Yes, cue the Schoolhouse Rock. Oh my goodness, for real. Yes, hang on. Let me cue it. Let me see if I can cue it. Wait. I don't know where no, I can't cue it. But yes, cue the Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Oh, it's so... Okay, it's a long, long journey as I wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. But if he signs me, then I'll be a law. How I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill. Did I do good? Was it pretty accurate? You guys got lots of treats today. Yay! Thank you. Thank you, Fave Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will clap for myself. So yes, so next week, you guys a couple of you come with a bill proposal. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley, for the Go Populars. Thank you. So next week, I do want to talk more. I want to go in, and I will have the song queued up next week. I will have to remind myself. But, yes. Next week we will talk about bills and we will go from there. We'll talk about bills and I'll try to hit on bureaucracy because it's all kind of goes hand in hand. So that's what we'll look forward to next week. Something to do with yes ma'am. We are going to be talking about the gerrymandering. Oh my goodness. You know, for the longest time I really thought that gerrymandering was illegal. And it is like something that's like, I don't know, I added it to the list of things that I will do when I'm an attorney. Is advocate for something. It needs to be legal, but there needs to be rules and regulations around it. So, you just gave me a tip. Yes. You come up with it, Cassandra. Help me out, girl. Yes. I need a couple of you to come up with a bill proposal, okay? We're going to talk about bills. We're going to talk about bureaucracy. Oh, right. The legal bribing. That is pretty much what it is. That is essentially in a nutshell. That's a good, it is. It's legal bribing. And just, gerrymandering is redistricting. That's what it is. Bull Cuts, welcome back in. So it's coming in redistricting so that you have more votes, because remember when we talked about representation. So yes, good point to bring up, Cassandra. So yes, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please. Thank ya for that heart me. Thank you. So yes, come to the table, Cassandra. Yes. So if you will, please, Cassandra, I know you will. But if you couple people come up with bills, okay? We're going to play a little game with our bills and everything that we're learning about how bills get proposed, how they get passed, how they get vetoed. Okay. Miriam, thank you very much, girl. Thank you. Other than some dental work, I had a pretty good day. How was your day? We just got done with our lesson number 2, Constitution Connection. So fun. Miriam, come back next week because we're going to have even more fun. All right. So I would like a couple people come up with your bills, whichever is your preferred method of communication, or whatever way of communication you'd like to get a hold of me. You can email, you can text, any of that stuff. Send me your bills, okay? And we're going to talk about them, and we're also going to debate them. So I would like at least 2 people, and 3 ideally, because I will come up with 1 as well. And we are going to pitch our proposed bills, and we're going to, I say debate, but we're going to keep it friendly and respectful up in here, y'all. And I know y'all will do a wonderful job of doing that. But we're going to bring our bills, you guys, and we'll get a couple people up in our boxes, and then everybody in the comment section who has subscribed to my fan club, not the $10.99 thing, just the little heart where you send your daily heart me 1 coin. They should have stickers that say yes or no, and we're going to vote on it as a class. So that is my plan for next week, and it's going to be fun, y'all. It's going to be fun. So I will be looking for mods, and I will be looking for 2 to 3 people who are willing to come up with boxes. Cassandra, thank you for the sticker. Yes. Both Cassandra and Miriam are using the stickers, y'all. Thank you so much. And I am so thankful for the 6 of you guys. It warms my heart every time I come in here that 6 people stay with me and come in here and drop your guys' heart me's and your time and your coins, and it means a lot. Thank you. So, okay. So yeah, I think that wraps up our lesson, and let's be ready. At least Cassandra and I are going to duke it out. So I don't know what y'all finna be doing, but Cassandra and I are going to be up here debating bills next week. So I will try to get Fave Ashley. You would be a good bill maker too, Fave Ashley. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. I'm very excited for it. Very excited. We will be pretty much halfway through our course. It goes 7 weeks, but we'll be pretty much halfway through next week. So it'll be a perfect week. Fave Ashley, send me your bill ideas. Come up in a box. You just need 1 bill that you think would be good, all right? We're going to debate by what we know, what we learned today, okay? Not by Articles of Confederation standards, y'all, okay? We're going by constitutional standards here, all right? And we'll debate them, the legalities. Just, you need an idea, Fave Ashley, that you think you could come up with, like, just a few simple points to support. It's not going to be a really long thing, but I know you'll have fun. Oh, it's okay, Fave Ashley. We just talked about, I'll put it up. Check it out on my YouTube page. Ice cream is required on Sundays. Right, Cassandra. This is what we're talking. It can be lighthearted. It can be serious. Whatever not too serious, because we don't want to get kicked off TikTok, y'all. But, yes, like Cassandra said, ice cream is now required to be eaten by all parties of this non-existent state on this whatever next week's, I don't even know what is it, like October, on this 3rd day of October. Hear ye, all right? It doesn't have to be serious. we're going to have fun with it. And it just needs to be an idea that we can all discuss as if we were going to pass it. And we will focus. So that'll be the second half of the class. So my goal is to take about 45 minutes. We're going to go through like how a bill is passed. I'll review this too, Fave Ashley. Just, you could check it out. You could skim through it. It's not, we stopped the lesson a little early because I talked too much about it. Really is why we did. But, so we're moving the rest of what would have been today to next week. But, we talked about like bicameralism. I'll give you a little sneaky looky here. So you can, if you want to take a screenshot, you can kind of, you don't have to by any means. You can come just with your bill if you want. But we talked about like the 3/5 compromise. We talked about that 7 states did away with slavery. We talked about this ordinance that established pretty much territory, but that the Federalists and Anti-Federalists were debating about. We talked about representation and taxation. And these two plans right here are probably the bicameral, I think that's how I'm saying it right. Legislation is just the House of Representatives, and it meant that we have a House of Representatives and a Senate. And then these two plans were basically plans that benefited like representation for larger states. The Virginia plan and the New Jersey plan wanted equality, like equal representation. And what we ended up with was bicameral, meaning the House of Representatives and the Senate, with equal representation for each state. That is what is written into the Constitution, is this word. And then we talked about how last week the Articles of Confederation were ineffective because they lacked the judicial and executive branches. They didn't give any powers for levying taxes, and they made agreements hard. So we just talked about the Constitutional Convention and how its goal was to do away with the Articles of Confederation. So there you go. That was a rundown. And so next week we're going to talk about how bills are passed. Why they're passed, what we use them for, who passes them, which we already talked about today, and that we talked about Congress is our little treasure trove. That's who we want to stay focused on, is our Congress. And that midterm elections are coming up in November. Mark your calendars, you guys. Let's get out here and vote. Do not sit complacent. I don't even care where you stand. Get out there and vote, y'all. I do care where you stand, but... So yes, I hope that everybody, that's my goal anyway, is that with this class, obviously come, what is it, November 11th or something, obviously come midterms, people will have a grasp and a better understanding of how our system works and why it works that way. So there you go, Fave Ashley. That was pretty much what we covered today, but I will get the whole thing up on YouTube, and... the first class is up there. And then I will also send out you guys the stuff, that like I did today, just to give you guys a heads up. But I'm going to try and get it out like Tuesday instead of the day of class. I think, because I put you all in a group. So I think the day of class, I'll probably post, in our group. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. It might stay the same. I have no idea, y'all. So yeah, are there any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Any feedback? Stop singing Schoolhouse Rock. Anything you want to say? Your freedom of speech, you guys. You have a right to say whatever you want to say. I hope this information was helpful for everybody. Is that my sister that just came in? Oh, Duchess! We're about to get off of here, girl. Oh my gosh, I missed you. I miss you too, girl. I love you. Y'all, let me plug, okay? Cassandra, I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you, Duchess, for that heartbeat, girl. Here's my plug, okay? Shameless plug again. For the second time tonight, you guys. Today is Duchess's birthday. For her. Right, Duchess? Tell me I did. Okay, I did not. The 25th is tomorrow. Okay, but it's tomorrow where you are. It's tomorrow where Duchess is, you guys, in Nigeria, and it's her birthday. I'm trying to find it. I'm really trying. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha! Yay, Duchess! Thank you for the tiny dinies, girls. It's your birthday! I'm supposed to be sending gifts to you. I love you, girl. Mwah, 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 mwah. I cannot wait. So here's my plug, you guys. Duchess is celebrating her birthday. It is her birthday already in Nigeria. She's having a 3-day event starting today. I posted about it. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. Thank you. I posted about it, you guys. Okay, so if you haven't connected with her, yes, I'm so glad I'm celebrating with you too, girl. I'm so excited. We are going to do a thing today in celebration of her. Kaylee Brown, thank y'all. Let me see the birthday emojis in the chat. Hey, y'all, thank you for helping me wish her a wonderful happy birthday. And many, many, many freaking more, dang it. She is a fellow cancer survivor, thriver, baddie. Girl got it all over here. She gets herself all together and she goes to the cancer ward and she say, look it, I made it and you can too. Y'all, it warms my heart. It warms my heart. She get herself together. She put her makeup on. She do her hair all cute. Yes, baddie girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you guys. Ugh. This is my sister from another mister. And thank you guys for helping me wish a happy birthday. I'm so glad you came in, girl. I really am. We were like just wrapping up. So you're like just in time. So we are choking cancer out. Yes. Yes. So much so, you guys. I am excited that she is out here. She fought it. She is living life to the fullest. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. And she's doing a 3-day event. Okay, you can check it out on my page. I will post again. In fact, maybe I will post another thing right when I get off of here. But she's gonna have a celebration of her birthday, like birthday bash. That's gonna be tonight. Tomorrow and the 27th, she also does worship and stuff. So you guys will not be sorry you came in, even if you come in for a few minutes. And then on the 26th and 27th, we are having survivors come up and speak. I will be speaking on a panel. We've been talking about how we're going to organize it all, and I know she's going to have a wonderful 3-day celebration planned out for you guys. Information is in my on my page. Okay, so timing, all that. They have it for Central Standard Time, for America, and she has it for Nigeria. There's 3 of us who have been working together for some time. In fact, if you go back on my page, you can find us all holding up our prosthetics, you guys. And we had a good time that day. We co-hosted. It was wonderful. We talked about our journeys. We do quite a few events. Duchess does tons of events, especially in Nigeria. And so she represents pretty much Nigeria. I do the US, and then we have another girl named Maureen, and she does the UK. So there's 3 of us with 3 different countries. We're trying to bring everybody in, all inclusive, cancer of all sorts. Doesn't have to be a certain type. But please stop in if you can anytime during these 3 days. Drop my wonderful girl some gifts and tell her what's up. You are loved. Thank God that he was with you and he fought with you through it. Yes, I believe it's going to be wonderful. So that's my other plug, you guys. I'm going to pin her back up here so you guys can grab her if you don't have her already. You'll see also a lot of videos about her journey. So girl, you're welcome. You're welcome. I have 5 wonderful people in this room, every single last one of them, and more people who came through And I'm still working on getting us some people together. But yes, you will hear cancer survivor stories. You will leave just, I believe your hearts will be full. She has a beautiful voice, beautiful soul. And I just thank God that we came together on this app, and it's been great. So that's my sister, yeah. Grab her up. And I hope you guys can come join us. I did want to plug that. So I'm like so happy that you came in because I almost forgot. And also I believe Duchess's husband is going to be one of the speakers at our graduation. And he is an attorney over in Nigeria. And so I kind of thought it would be cool to hear a little bit about that. If it's not at our graduation, I will be organizing it as a separate event. So you guys can learn about the U.S. and then see kind of a different country's perspective and how their laws and stuff work compared to certain things that we learned about in our class in the U.S. So I thought that would be kind of fun. So I don't know if that is for sure going down, but if it doesn't happen at graduation, it will happen as a separate event. I know he is. And I appreciate my brother-in-law. Tell him thank you. But yes, so yes, stop by Duchess Lizzie's room. And yes, Chas Mercedes, welcome in. Was it Cassandra? Girl, why do you keep getting interesting? Oh my goodness. I am so happy you're here, Cassandra. Like, I'm glad the algorithm found us. Well, really, we met in Debbie's room. You guys, Debbie's another one. Another one. You've heard me talk about her before on Mug Monday. She's another one you guys want to grab up. She is amazing. She gives us our encouragement every day. We set our morning intentions down, y'all. She's a good one to tune into. But yes, there you guys go. That's my plug. That is all I have for you guys tonight. And I had so much fun with you guys. Girl. Was it, so were you doing a program, Cassandra? Like, to do, like you were gonna go and do it? Because they have those. Like for attorney. And I also feel you on that because I'm in the same place as you. And when cancer came along, I had to stop like a semester and a half short or something. But not for my law degree. So was yours law degree? Okay. But still, no, that's super exciting. International politics, like that would be fun. Yeah, I feel you. I'm sorry to hear about that though. Is she doing better though, at least, or are you guys still kind of in the process? Cassandra! Ooh. I love that so much. That's what I was going for. Yes. That's what I hope is coming. Because, girl, I've been researching on paralegals starting their own paralegal business or contracting themselves out. So, like, writing documents up for people or contracting themselves out to attorneys. Sorry, guys. And that's kind of the route I'm hoping to go. Brittany Baker, welcome in, girl. So that's really what I'm hoping will be good. I'm super excited. You guys, every last one of you. Man, I feel you on that. That's pretty much exactly where I am too. Yep. Yeah. And then I just decided that's kind of why I started this class too. I know Fave Ashley had asked me that, like, why did you want to start this class? And I just find it, I was getting a lot of questions from people that were answered with a simple, like, direction, like paralegal direction. Like, okay, well, you can file this form. This is your right. This is something that is given to you by the Constitution under this article. Like, go check it out. Take this to your attorney. It was that kind of thing. It's me. Welcome in. It's also me. Yes. So, I was moving forward. I felt like I found my passion and stuff. And I was like going to school for paralegal. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really felt like I had a grip on it. And then like, I was like, I can do this and I can do that. And I was really finding my way. And then cancer hit and I had to figure out a way to shrink, like that cancer was the only thing that I was focused on. You know what I'm saying? So, the way I made that shift was like, get on TikTok. Me too. Man, I was doing psychology. I started in criminal justice I was going to go for my associates in criminal justice. I didn't finish. I switched. I was like, nah, I want to do psych. I went into psych. One of my professors said, it's only like 4 more classes if you want to double major. Lies. Double majors are hard, you guys. Don't do it. Ugh. Blech. Puke. They're hard and they cost a lot of money. And so I started double majoring in psych and social work. And then I was just like, social work had so much red tape, costs so much money. You go to school like 8 years and then they want you to like pay more money to sit for all these tests and stuff. And oh my goodness. I was like, this is crazy wild. You know what I'm saying? So much money to make nothing. And that's pretty much it because they end up wanting you to, and then they were saying, oh, we'll forgive your student loan debt. And then time came for them to do that. And several people were not getting that. Like they were changing the rules last minute to make it so unfair. And I was just like, I don't know if this is really my calling or the place for me. I wanted to do probation officer too when I started in criminal justice. And I was just like, as I would love helping. I think that it's a needed field, but there becomes so much red tape that you're like, am I really going to do much good? And so then when I found paralegal, my husband was actually looking into paralegal before me. And I was like, yeah, my husband's going to go be a paralegal. And he enrolled in school and was doing all the things, but not his thing either. He it's interesting. He likes it, but he was like, why don't you go? Yes, Cassandra. It's like in social work and as probation officer, like in criminal justice. Kingdom Express, welcome in. I really just felt, I don't know. I was like, it's a different direction. It was in the right realm. I was like, I want to help people. But then when I got my hands on like, when my husband was like, why don't you look into going for paralegal? I was like, maybe I will. And then I did debate. I went to nationals, you guys. If you didn't know that about me, I placed 6th. And I know it's not like 1st or 2nd or 3rd, but 6th in the nation out of all those debate teams, I take that as a win. And I wear it as a badge of honor. I was a damn good debater. And it is one of the things that I cherish is going to nationals, getting the chance and like writing. But everybody asked me to write their cases. And so when I started looking into paralegal, what can I do with it? How could I work for myself? Like things like that. Like I was like, oh, dang. I realized I could be really strong in it, and I've always kind of had the tools. I've been using Westlex and law and stuff. And yes, I was in JROTC, but you went in actual Army on a scholarship heading to the Army because I thought it would help me get to Georgetown. Girl, I love you. That's genius. That's a genius plan, But you probably wouldn't have ended up doing what you want to do. I did think about ROTC. I was in JROTC, and I thought about ROTC. And I took the battery. I told the guy, he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, oh, I want to go in for, like psychology. He's like, okay, well, you'll be dropping pamphlets for people to surrender to the American Army, like stuff like that. And I was like, this ain't for me. And then when we moved to Arizona, and Arizona, super, like if you ever want to be immersed in military culture, we lived in Sierra Vista, Arizona. And there are towns, let me explain this real quick. There are towns that have a military base and it's part of the town. And then there are towns that are the military base. And that was Sierra Vista. Yeah. But, you know, girl, like I'm saying, like when we went to Sierra Vista and I met so many Army people, the base was the life of the town. You were lucky if you found anything more than a part-time job that somebody wasn't trying to give to. Yes, that wasn't somebody, it was about vets. They said it was about vets, but when you really see the way that vets get treated, especially if they had something happen and they had to be, you know, like my biological dad, he was discharged with honors, or what, honorably discharged. You know, we're not talking like they committed, you know, offense against the Army. Just stuff happens and they can't serve in the Army. Medically, he couldn't because he had strokes and heart attacks, so they discharged him. And when they do that, you don't get your benefits. Like, you get some of the basic benefits of having been in the Army, like the VA, but it is not great benefits, you guys. It really opened my eyes to, for one, not all Republicans are full-fledged extremists, just like not all libertarians or liberal parties are full-fledged extremists. But it really opened my eyes because you hear that accent, I think, and you're like, uh-oh. It kind of sends off bells and whistles because of experiences and ways that you hear other people talk. Right, Cassandra. Yes, if you guys want to research this, if you're curious about a rabbit hole, there you go. The median voter theorem. Yes, majority of people are middle. And so it was my first time experiencing, like, I actually met a real hillbilly, you guys. Wild. And he was so nice. He came up to me, talking to me. He'd just tell me about how, I was like romping through the field chasing this rabbit. He was not stupid. They're not, like, it was for real a hillbilly. Like you seen on the show. You know what I'm saying? And like, I loved them. I loved the people of Tombstone, Cassandra. So you know what I'm talking about. They are funny people. They're cool. I had beers with these people. And, you know, and it really opened my eyes to, like, oh, crap. My own, what would you call them? Help me out, somebody. Okay, girl, so you in it. They are. They're very smart. And their ways are not as, like, everywhere as people would like to think. LOL, welcome in. You know, so it really opened my eyes to my own, gosh, what is the word I'm looking for, you guys? It's like all black people like chicken. What is that called? Somebody please help me because my brain is shot for the day. Clearly. Stereotypes. It really opened my eyes to my own stereotypes that I had kind of embedded in me from experiences that I've had growing up. And, you know, but once I seen it, I thank God for that experience, to be able to experience those people and understand that some people, you know, Republicans are not all what everybody wants them to be. And that some people like Aaron Burr came in moderate. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I grew up on... Yes, Cassandra, you're like, dang it. I need to check something. Like, somebody do a DNA test. You never know. Yeah, I don't understand. I've been lied to my whole life. It's for real. And you recognize these stereotypes coming out, and you're kind of like, hey, that's weird. That's real funky. And my eyes were just kind of opened in that way. And I just thank God for that experience because, I don't know, you just can't. Middle is best. Middle is best when it comes to like law and policy making, when it comes to the Constitution, you know. It's the same. Yes. And that's the other thing you realize is that things I've experienced living in the hood and things I experienced living out in rural friggin' Arizona with people, they're much the same people. Their governments deal with the same problems, you know, like just in different facets and different people because of who settled there, you know? So like, yes, I'm hoping everybody feels me, but I have a feeling everybody feels what I'm saying. Like they're picking up what I'm laying down, you know, like everybody just, we're all people, you know, it adds people's story and humanity onto politics, which you really don't get to see a lot, you know, people don't give you that, luxury anymore. They don't allow for ignorance, like, oh, you didn't know, like real ignorance, not willful ignorance, dutiful ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, just ignorance that we all have. Yes, Cassandra, 110%. And that's just, I guess, my mission. Yes, and understanding. And once you know, you might meet somebody at face value, be like, oh, you're an idiot. You cut me off in traffic. You know what I'm saying? And then you meet that same person and you just overhear or hear what is, you know, their life story. Like, oh, hey, I get that. I feel you, you know, the need for compassion. Everybody's going through something. And sometimes we don't always know up front what that is. I've known cancer patients that have gone through cancer, didn't tell anybody, not even their family. Some families didn't find out until they were like on my deathbed, like, hey, I've been fighting cancer for 8 years. I've heard the stories. I would vouch to say not a large portion of people would do that, but there are people. And so we need, you know, like Cassandra said, we just need to understand we all are in human skin. We're all struggling with the same things, and we all need compassion and understanding. So yes, I love being here with you guys. This is exactly why I got on, to build a community of, you know, I hate to say like-minded people, but y'all are pretty like-minded. But I just wanted to build a community. And if you go in my Discord, you'll see kind of what I was trying to do too, what I am doing right here and on my Discord. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Oh, that makes my little heart melt. Thank you for saying that. Really. Those words keep me going. Because sometimes you just, you know, I don't know. I just have a passion for it. And I realize I like to give other people a passion. And if they don't get a passion, at least they'll walk away with some knowledge and better understanding of where we are and where, you know. But that was one of the reasons I got on TikTok, was I'd like to build something that everybody can be a part of, you know. Like, everybody can come and have a say in it and be like, hey, I want to see this and I want to see that. And that's kind of where I built my Discord and kind of what I wanted to bring over to TikTok too, because I didn't want it all to be one thing. You know, like, we're all multifaceted creatures. We all have different experiences that lead to how we believe and why we believe it. And as much as we want to say, oh, these people shouldn't have a say, a good law protects everybody. You know, whether that's a law of spirituality or a law on the books or whatever. And that's why I believe that middle ground is best for the most part, except you have to be able to stand middle ground and see both sides and not just stand on the middle ground and say, I don't know what to choose. You have to know where you stand and why you stand there. So, yeah, that's a little bit about my little journey ramblings. And thank you again, Cassandra. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I've kept you guys over, so I appreciate that 5 of you are still in here for real. And like I said, your time and your gifts mean so much, because I got on here and I was like, had so many times where I had one person and I was like, should I launch this class? I don't know. And then I just decided if one person is in here and having a good time, then that's it. And God blessed me with like 8 of you total, 5 of you still here now. And I'm cool with that. I'm good with it. I want to come, have a good time, teach, learn together, ask questions, and, you know, and I'm cool with that. I'm good with it. I want to come, have a good time, teach, learn together, ask questions, and, you know, just live life together. So I want to create space where everybody can coexist. And so that's what I feel like God has put on my heart through cancer, and like, where's my place? What am I going to do in this world? And if God gives me enough days, I will be a damn good lawyer, y'all. So call me up, okay? The second I'm like, I passed the bar, y'all. TikTok party. Y'all better start calling me up so I can do pro bono work. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. Kaylee Brown, thank you. Thank you. Kaylee Brown and I chilled one day and the whole live, and we tore apart a case together. And it was great fun. Like, God just brought me the best people, you guys, and you're it. Whether my community is 2 people or 100 people, y'all are stuck with me. Unless TikTok gets banned. Then you'll still be stuck with me in my Discord and on my YouTube channel, dang it. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, thank you. The hot dog man. This is our hashtag, you guys. This is our hashtag. We went through this case. I might have to go through it again with you guys just for funsies. But it was a great case. A guy got hit in the eye with a hot dog and got a detached retina, and he took it to court against the Kansas City Baseball Corporation. Yes, Kaylee, we will do it. I promise you that. I will work it in. We will. We'll relaunch it so everybody can be here. It was good. I didn't even read through anything but the description of the case. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this on my Law Wednesday live. And so I printed out the case, I highlighted a bunch of stuff, and then I went through it. And Kaylee and I literally read through, we're like, oh my gosh, you know how people are like, dun, 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 like turn of events, you guys. We're like, he's not going to win this. This is just crazy talk. And then we get to the next one and we're like, oh, the court says this. And then we were like, oh, darn, he might win. And then we read another thing. We're like, oh my gosh, he might lose. Man, it was a roller coaster. But it was a great case. It was a great case. I'll say that. It was awesome to go through and look through all that stuff. And he did not win his first case, but he took it to appeal. And that's what we were reading on the live. Is his appeal. And he won his appeal. So Kaylee, this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'll bring the appeal because I still have it sitting upstairs. All I don't know, what was it? 25-page document. And then I'll find the other case, the jury case. Let me go and look at that. You guys, when I pull up documents, I'm even wearing the sweater. It's called the Free Law Project. Check it out. Check it out. But yes, let's do it, Kaylee Brown. And Cassandra, yeah, I'll let you know when we do it. It might even be in the class if we have a little bit of time. But if not, we'll throw it on to the Wednesday after. Yes, Kaylee, it was really cool. And then I'll find the second case because we don't know how his jury trial went because I didn't have that paperwork. I just had the appeal. But he won the appeal and the court said, nope, he wins this case. It needs to go to jury trial. And they kicked it back down to the lower court. And that's where we stopped. It was pretty cool. But we did not think he was going to win. Like halfway through, we were like, maybe not. It was good stuff. It was a lot of fun. Fave Ashley, that number 2 gifter badge. Thank you guys so much. Yes, we were 50-50. It was such a well-written case, I have to say. When we were looking through, I was like, dang, whoever wrote up this case did a heck of a good job. They tore everything apart, provided all the legal, you could see some pretty bad cases. I'm sure you know, Cassandra. You could see some real bad cases. And this case was, man, it had us torn. I'm sure that jury was on the edge of their seats because they provided good evidence on both sides. That's what made it so hard. Yes. Fave Ashley, thank you. Thank you guys for completing 50% of that goal. You guys are awesome. I appreciate y'all. But yes, it was so fun. It was good. I always have a great time with you guys. So that's my point. Even if one of you guys shows up, we are going to turn up in here and we're going to party. And we're going to talk about the law. And anybody who comes through is bored. Oh, wells. Oh, wellsies. We're not for everybody. We're going to sit here and do our thing then. It's so fun. All right, you guys, I have to jump off here. My babies have school in the morning, and I got to get them to bed and get myself to bed too. Oh, it's been a long day, but I'm glad it ended with you guys. And I'm probably going to go run around these TikTok streets and say hi to a few peoples. Don't forget about Duchess's event. Again, I forget the exact times, so go head over to my page, you guys, and check it out. If you're not able to come, or, you know, just love up on the post and share it out to all your peeps. You can still continue to share this class. I have 2 more slots that I can fill of people like actually signed up. So if anybody that was in here today that is not like already signed up, which I think most of you guys are, let me see. 1 person is not. So if you are still interested and would like to sign up for the class, that link is still in my bio, and I have 2 more slots for signing up. Signing up just gives me the information to get you guys more information. So like I sent out a little, hey class, like here's what we're talking about tonight. Stuff like that. I'll send out reminders as we get close to graduation. Everybody's gonna get their little certificates. I'm excited, you guys. I don't know how I'm gonna deliver those yet, but when you guys get them, if you want to save, because I think I'm gonna do it digitally because that just makes sense. But when you guys get your, you can obviously print them too. I'll send them so you could do both. But when you guys do get your digital copy of your certificate, if you guys enjoyed the class, just post it for me. And just as, you know, if you don't want to, it's okay. But that's kind of the vision I had. I thought would be cool to kind of let everybody know, hey, we've been doing this for 7 weeks. And then after this class, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but my idea would be to set up another class to start, you know, not the same content. Like, so you guys can maybe help me decide what you'd like to hear or see or learn when we get to the end of that. So that's kind of the plan. So next week we'll be pretty much halfway. We have 7 classes and we'll be on class 3. Next week it'll be here, same time, same place, y'all. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So whatever time that is for you, we'll be back here. And if you are in here, Miss Lojo, we are just getting off, girl. Thank you for your heart, me. Thank you, girl. How are ya? We just finished our lesson for today, class number 2. So if you'd like to go check it out, I will have it uploaded, and I'll let y'all know when I get it uploaded. And I was telling them there's still 2 spots if you want to officially sign up for the course. So then I can send you out like important announcements and stuff. There's a couple different ways, whatever your preferred method of contact is. And then I can also add you to our group on TikTok, where I'll be sending like, you know, reminders and stuff. If you can't be here, don't worry. No attendance requirements. I think you were here last week. It's completely free of charge. So we were just chatting it up all day. I thought it was Friday. That's sad. I mean, sad. For cryy face for real. Miss Lojo, it is in my, so when I jump off here, go up to my profile, and it's in the link that's in my profile. It'll say Constitution Connection sign up. Just fill out that form, and I'll have your information so I can send it to you. Yeah, that really is sad because it's not Friday. That's really the saddest part. I mean, I'm sad that you missed class too, but that's okay. My YouTube page is in there as well. It'll be uploaded. And next week, you won't want to miss next week. Miss Lojo is a good person to follow, you guys. She's good people. I love y'all, and I appreciate your support. So next week, Miss Lojo, I'm looking for 2 to 3 people. If there's more, that's fine, but 2 to 3 people to come up with an idea for a bill, and we're going to be talking about bills. And tonight I sang, me and blanking. Why? I'm sorry. Me and Cassandra were queuing up the Schoolhouse Rock music. So next week, I'm going to come ready to cue it up for real. But yes, oh, thank you for the tiny, Diney, and love. Thank you so much for that. Yes, Cassandra, we are excited. We are going to come with our bills. We're going to talk about how a bill works, how it gets there, how it gets vetoed, how it gets accepted, who's in charge of it. Tonight, we focused on the differences of the Articles of Confederation versus the Constitution. So that was that. But yes, Miss Lojo, I'm so glad that you're even in here. Yay! And my sister Duchess, she is having a birthday party. All that information is on my page too. I don't remember the exact times, but it's for her. It's already her birthday today, but for us, it is still the 24th, and it's going to be on the 25th, 26th, and 27th. I'll be speaking on a panel on the 26th or 27th, or maybe both. I can't quite remember. But yes, so come next week, Miss Lojo. We're going to have a lot of fun for realsies. We're going to pitch our ideas, and we're going to see if we can pass Congress with our bills. Oh, you have a class. Is the information on your page, and what time? Because I would love to be there. Thriving together. That sounds good. You guys, you can check out Miss Lojo too. She is I'm excited for that. That sounds really cool. So she has a class, you guys, starting. Thriving together. I'm gonna let me know if it's on your page, Miss Lojo. I'll check it out. I'll check out your page when I get off here. That sounds super cool. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, whiteboard out. Girl, I got mine too. Look. We got ours too. See? Yes, I love the whiteboard. Girl, yes. The whiteboard's pretty fun stuff. I had to figure out how to... This week it worked better than last week. It is official. Yes, it is very official. And it's just fun. It's fun. It's like, okay, class. We busted out our whiteboards and our pocket constitutions, right, Cassandra? Cassandra's going to get her one. Everybody needs a pocket constitution. They're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, you guys. I've held y'all a long time, and I so appreciate you. I'm really saying goodbye this time because I have to get my kids to bed. Miss Lojo, I am going to look up what time that is. I might not be on time if it's super early, but I will come and stop by and show you some love. Yes, Cassandra, it was so fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we stayed a little bit. And Kaylee, yes, bye. I hope you all have a good night. And yes, Kaylee, you have a good night. And Cassandra, have a good night. And everybody in here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to see you guys next Wednesday, if not pop up live before then. And we're going to go with the flow. Cassandra got our #1 gifter badge today. Miss Lojo's got #2. And Fave Ashley's got #3. You all are wonderful. And Kaylee Brown, #4. And that's pretty much... Tuna Guy is also in here. Fun. Okay. Do you like tuna? I don't know. I have so many questions. But thank you, Tuna Guy. Thank you for tuning in. I had a great time with you guys. Yes, Cassandra. Good night. Good night. All right. Are you guys ready? Everybody better be ready to catch it. Are you ready? Did you guys catch it? Put one in the chat if you caught it. If you didn't catch it, I'll throw you another one. Yes, Miss Lojo. Yay, Kaylee Brown. Yay, Fave Ashley. Thank you, Cassandra. That's what I do with my kids. I love it. Yes, Fave Ashley says yes. These are the vote tickets we're going to use next week, you guys. So if you're not already in my fan club or you're following me, hit the button. What are you waiting for? And this, oh my gosh, you guys are getting me too excited. Faith Ashley designed this sticker, and it is one of my absolute favorites, you guys. This lucky llama right here, oh my God, he's so cute. Look at him. He's freaking adorable. But yes, those were the little vote stickers. The first one that I had up, there's a yes and a no. So yes, catch everybody, grab everybody up, especially if we're classmates. Miss Lojo, I'm going to add you to the group chat, and then make sure you fill out that form so I can push your information to you about the class, what we're covering, just little reminder emails and stuff. It won't be like overwhelming, I promise. So, there's a couple different ways you can leave me to get a hold of you. Just fill out the form. And, there's a little, can't get around a contract, y'all. It's not really a contract, but it does say that you understand that I'm not an attorney. And that is something very important. I really needed everybody to sign. So that's pretty much all it says. You can read through it. It's not long. It's not complicated. Not a lot of lingo. Just basic acknowledgement that you're voluntarily taking the class and you understand what it is, and that most importantly, I am not an attorney and this is not legal advice. And if you choose to make it legal advice, well, I'm not responsible for that choice. Yes, anyway, there you guys go. All right, good night. I love y'all, and I will see you next Wednesday for class number 3. Thank y'all for being here. I really do love y'all, and I'll see you later.